Hey everyone. Uh-oh. Twidget isn't working. Why isn't Twidget working? Let's try this again. It goes there. Just not working. Oh, there, now it's working. Hey everyone, back in Boston. Back in Boston. Good to see you. I'm still run down from the trip. We have, who's here? Now, why aren't I getting, why is the YouTube one not working? Hang on, I gotta do something here. Get this thing working. Get it working. Let's see. Now it's working. Cherry Cole is here. Jojo, Ryan the Gamer, Gas on the Brain. K Body is moderating. Hello, K. Kenro, Kimberly Barr. Barbara Crossley, Joanne Monahan. Raven Riley. Where is this thing? Testing. Test. Let's see. Raven Riley moderating. Karen Belial is here. Barbara Crossley. Tacos. Ryan the Gamer. Desert Darlene. DB. Brendan Brumond. LGTV. Patty. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think that's working. Over on Twitch, God is my banner. Factory rejects. Hans Niskatuki. Marie J. KLOL. Lurker Lemon. DK79, Vinny the Pooh on Twitch. Suave. Sarah's modding over there. ZZ Fly, Fruit Kartoffine. Don Co. Dandy Patch. AM Coffee, Crocodile. Crystal Tucker, Carlos Rosa, Hazel, AM Coffee. I said AM Coffee. Fufu Fantasia. Rick Hoppy. Sean 12, Rune. Paulie. William Cromer, Peppa Chicken, John Majewski. The Ringer, S. Parsons, Joe Casey Jones, Sicilian, Viper Dave, Vanta Blue, Marks, Mary Colmary, Liam Ashton, Marisa Pugliese, Just River P, Dodger Blue, Sabrina, Josh Tompkins, Geraldine Karstensen, Berlin or Stockholm next. I want to do another trip, but we got to take a little break before the next trip. Jody, aloha. Squishmallow is here. Look who showed up. Squishmallow came by. I heard Squishmallow is a little under the weather. Feel better, Squishmallow. Desi, thanks for the bits on Twitch. That's so nice of you, Desi. Thank you. Will I go to India? I'd like to one day. It's a bit of a whole thing going there, but I'd like to go one day. Definitely. Have never been. Thanks, Marie J. Cole. Golab Key Superstar is here. Oh, thanks, Desi, for the bits. So nice of Desi. Wow. Nice. The Fonz, I don't know that a single, maybe one or two scammers came up to me the entire time in Paris. Hardly ever. Where's the Eiffel Tower on the shelf? Give me time. Why? I mean, geez. We haven't even done a stream here yet. Can't you wait? Man, so demanding and impatient all the time. Everybody's so impatient. Joe is here. Connie Ori. Laura Cooper, Michelle R. Chad Allenduff. Terry D24. All right. So we are back, obviously from Paris, because I don't have this in Paris. Hey, Paul Trewin is here. Reflections is here. John 1948. Partum Spatium. Satori Mystic. Save the questions for a little later, because we'll talk about some more questions later. We haven't gotten to talking about Paris yet. So save the questions. Van Dan. Hey, Van Dan, how are you? Katie Girl. Kenneth Colton. Rafe Bond is here. I'm seeing some of the questions. We'll get to them. We'll get to them. Ernie Smith is here. Oh my gosh. All right, so we're back in Boston. We really did it. We really took the trip. We really did it. Hey, Avia E-Boy. Yeah, we got the spring forward tonight on the clock. Spring forward. Sammy Jane Casper is here. Hello, Sammy Jane. Alaska is here. Rob Zoso is here. Thanks, Brandon. What was it, like a month ago, where we were just speculating about going on a trip, and I just said, oh, heck, I'm going to go to Paris. When was that? It couldn't have been more than a month ago. Well, we did it. We went on the trip. How about that? It happened. I didn't even know if the streaming would work from over there. Streaming worked well over there. Didn't have many dead spots. Thanks, Paula Faust. I hear crickets is here. Did a lot of streaming. Glad you guys like them. Hey, Rick Hoppy is here, Barbara D. I mean, it's cool that we did it. There was no guarantee we'd be able to do it. Marzell is here. Glad you liked it. Raven Riley says she was ready to move there. Busy Cat liked the dinner with cupcake. Got a lot of good memories from the trip. A lot of good memories. I haven't even posted all the content. I have a few shorts I got to post. I haven't even gotten to it. Thanks, Chad. Kim said, you did a lot of planning and it all worked out great. Well, I didn't know how it was going to go. I was really happy about it. Felix said, your trip made us so hungry. Yeah, all these questions. We'll get to the questions. We'll get to them. Problem is, I had all this stuff to do when I got back. I haven't really been able to rest up since I got back. No joke, I spent all today doing accounting stuff. I'm not kidding you guys. In addition to making videos, I also have to run the business. And without getting all into it, there's a bunch of behind the scenes accounting stuff that needs to get done, and I need to learn how to do and just start doing it. And I literally spent from, if I had to guess, 9:30 or 10 a.m. till after 6 tonight working on it. I just had to sit and take the whole day and do it. I couldn't, I needed to just, lock myself up and do it. So there were no videos today, but I was working all day. I got a lot done today. But it's just like running the business stuff. And I just been meaning to do it. And I just got to the point where I just had to do it. Had to. I don't do it all myself. You should really get somebody to help you. I pay an accountant. But there's certain stuff you just have to do. I mean, I guess if I made more money, I could hire a team to run the business, but I don't have that kind of money. So at a certain point, there's a bunch of stuff I need to do. So that's what I did all day today. And then the day I got back, I did the stream right after getting back on the State of the Union, which I'm really glad we covered, although I was falling asleep at the end. But I'm really glad we covered it. So I just haven't really had time to kind of... And I also just been feeling tired from the trip. So I need time to recover. I said to Margaret today, I said... the old cliche. Isn't it an old cliche? You need a vacation from the vacation. The vacation was not really a vacation. It was a really fun trip where we were busy all the time. And the time difference, as Desi Des says, and it's a lot. The traveling's a lot because I got to bring so much stuff with me. I have so much stuff to bring because I'm working. Hey, April Coco. April Coco says, I miss Paris. I miss it too. Ronald Kame is here. So yeah, I have stuff I need to do, and it's just haven't really had time to just chill out. Yeah, Joel, I might. There's a stream we're talking about doing, which I go to a fresh French bakery around here and get a couple things and compare them. At some point, I'll do it when I have a little time. JK says, missing your morning croissants. I had cereal. I hadn't had cereal in like a week. It tasted good. I had Cheerios. Get some razzle dazzles here. Sam Patton is here. Oh. So we're going to talk some about the trips tonight. There's some stuff we haven't even talked about, and take some questions on it. Joan Rosary is here. Christine says, lots of walking, but it was great to see Paris. Bob Messina is here. Christine Atherton, too. Hannikin. She says, did you gain weight? This is what always happens. I thought I would have gained weight, and I lost a couple pounds. Margaret had the same experience. This always happens when I travel, when you walk around a lot. We walked so much. So in spite of everything I ate, I managed to just lose a couple pounds. Nothing like huge. It's not like a huge difference, but this is what happens. It's the walking. Walking's really good for you. Walking takes off a lot of weight, especially when you do it as much as we did it. But I stepped on the scale and I thought I'd be a little heavier, but did not happen. Rick says, not surprised. I mean, go watch the streams. Look at how much we were walking. Even the day I flew back, it was a lot of walking, and I was like wearing this like very heavy backpack for much of the day. So that was a lot of exercise. The day I flew back. Mileage-wise per day, I mean, plenty of days over 20,000 steps. There was one day, the longest day I think was over 30,000 steps. Which, what is it? I don't know. It's a lot. My phone's double the steps because I have two phones. But if you look at distance, though, it's like... yeah, I mean... 7, 8, 9, 10 miles a day, sometimes more. $10 is 100,000 steps in a day? Well, you must be walking fast 24 hours a day. I never came close to that. But hey, thanks, by the way. It's so nice of you. Copper Horse, who says, I'm in Paris withdrawals. I watch you every day, all day and night, and savored every place you ate. Thank you. Paris is beautiful day and night. It is. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you liked it. I felt like I was there. Great time with Margaret, Euro, and Cupcake. Great host. Hey, thanks, Copper Horse. That's so generous of you. Wow. Very nice of Copper Horse. Thanks for watching the streams, too. It's really nice of people to watch. Sarah says she does 7 to 8 miles of walking a day. That's a lot with her work. Takes a lot out of you. Lavions is here on Twitch. Running Kings is here. LA Kings is here. The Eiffel Tower stairs. That was fun stream. Yeah, a bunch of viewers are commenting. 2 o'clock tonight. Spring forward. Spring forward. So it'll get light later. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have stayed there longer, but at a certain point, you got to get back. So I'd definitely go back there again. It was great. Loved it. What a great city that is. So it's fantastic. Thanks, Joe South Oz. It was a full 8 days. It was very full. It was nonstop going around, pretty much. Barbara D says, I've already sprung ahead. Yeah, I like it getting light later. Desi is going in June. Oh, thanks, Joe South Oz. She gave a bunch of people memberships. Isn't that nice of her? Look at all the new memberships. Peggy, Ronald Oberheim, Becky Musselwhite, Andy Dowding, Lena, Cajun Shrimp, Tanya Lee. New members. It wasn't that long ago, a week and a half ago. We hadn't even left yet. Well, it was last Monday. We hadn't left yet. Hey, MJ is here. Hey, MJ. We didn't know how it would go, remember? I think the next one will be a little easier just because at least I know what I need to bring and how the streaming will go and everything. I didn't go and everything. I didn't even know how that would all go. So now if we were to do it again, I'd have a better idea of what it's going to be like. Long Knives is here. I don't think you guys knew how it was going to go either. Fonz has worked out pretty well. Hey, Ruth Krafasi is here. The France SIM cards, I think they just they're eSIM cards. They're not physical SIM cards. So I think you can keep them because I think it's going to be cheaper to top them up. Well, it's a little complex without getting into it all. The bottom line is that you can't save the data. The data runs out after like a month or something for the ones I got. So I can't use that data anymore. But if I go there again, maybe I can top up the same SIM card or whatever. It just all depends. But they're eSIMs. They're not physical SIMs. But I did not get recognized in Paris. The thing is that all worked great too. I didn't know if that would work. I bought the SIM cards here for Paris, and I showed up and my phones worked there. And they worked all week. Nana says she watches a lot of travel vloggers. Thanks, S. Parsons. Says the testing beforehand paid off. At least we knew how to stream when we got there. But the streaming worked really well. They stamped my passport, yes. Coming in and going out. But I gotta like recover from it when I have a second. Today was not recovery day. Today was work on accounting day. Yeah, the signal was good there in Harrington, pretty much. I mean, there were some dead spots, but hey, Robert Kaczynski is here. It's cool though. It's easy once you've done it to say, oh, well, that was that. But you forget that we didn't know how it was going to go. No idea how it was going to go. Oh, immigration coming in and out is pretty easy. You just scan your passport and then they take a shot of you with your camera and you're on your way pretty much. And then they ask you like 2 questions when you come back into the U.S. Like, what were you doing there or whatever. Take really fast. Yeah, I'm seeing some of the questions. I'll answer them shortly. There's a couple things I want to get to. Yeah, it was really cool meeting Cupcake and Euro and meeting a couple locals and have them show me around as well. I'll talk about my favorite food later. But it was really fun. It was really fun. Jenna, I ended up having hot chocolate with Euro Maestro. It was great. Euro Maestro. So what I want to do is, we never talked about the second fancy meal I had with Margaret. So I did want to do that tonight. I wanted to talk about the second meal because we didn't get a chance to talk about that. But first, maybe we'll put the Eiffel Tower. Everybody's screaming about the Eiffel Tower. You're probably not going to be able to see it anyway. I mean, look at how far back that is. So I'll put it up there. But let's get realistic about how well you're going to be able to see it. I mean, I really like it. Hey, Reef is here. Here, I'll replay the part where she gave it to me. If I can. Here. There's Cupcake.
Break. I think maybe it was initially for
okay.
Coffee. I will show the camera coffee. It's not really from the souvenir shop.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, I don't know. I can take it out with us on camera and look at it here. All right, so I'm taking myself. What is in here? It's this thing right here. Okay, so it's another bag. It's something in here. That's certainly small enough to fit in my bag. So I'm gonna. If you can open up the bag, I'll pull it out of there.
What do you think it is, guys?
Oh yeah, what do you think it is? I hope it's not like drugs that I can't bring on the plane, because that would be bad. Let's see what they say. A sticker, a magnet, a crystal.
It's small.
It's small. Tiny Eiffel Tower, says Pat W. They think it's an Eiffel Tower, which would be neat. That's their guess. Could be tiny Notre Dame.
Can you read all the comments?
Keychain.
Souvenir.
Well, souvenir is too general. Magnet of Paris.
A rooster. Oh.
Maybe it's a magnet of a piece of cheese. Or a bottle of wine. Or it's a little cupcake magnet. Oh, did I get it? Is it a cupcake magnet? Oh, that could be it. That was a good guess. Napoleon, they say.
I show the size.
Croissant magnet. Could be a croissant magnet. There's a lot of good guesses here.
Mini tower. The suspense is killing me. Me too.
She doesn't even know. No, she knows. Should we do this? You guys think I take a long time to reveal stuff. If she has a channel, you guys would be really mad at her. Because they get so mad at me.
This is why I don't open my own channel.
Yeah, no, because they go crazy on me when I don't open something right away and they yell at me. So she would be even worse. Because I know, like in France, people take longer to eat. So I bet it would take them longer to open packages as well.
Maybe not.
Oh.
It's just I was interested in seeing what.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great we did it. All right, let's try this. Let's try it. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to stick my hand in here and pull it out. It is. What is it? Oh, that's really pretty. It's not just it's a lovely. It's like a copper colored.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Gold pink or something?
What'd you say?
Gold pink. Gold pink.
Gold pink. Oh yeah. Rose gold, maybe
yes.
they call it.
Yes,
Rose
yes,
gold. Yes. I know that from watching Tuscany Rose watch videos.
Right?
No. I got on TikTok into these videos from these people who buy and sell Rolex watches. This guy Tuscany Rose, and I know nothing about watches, but for watches and rose gold is a popular gold color for watches. So that's really nice.
Too,
for makeup, it is really.
Yes,
I never heard the. All right, so there's the Eiffel Tower, thanks to Cupcake. So I have it here. We'll see if it survived the trip. I hope it survived the trip. It's fun having some of the videos just because you have videos of your trip, you know. Emily Brooke is here. 3D Square is here. So it's in this bag. I still have it in the same bag. Look, same bag. To pull it out. Dan Dances, what a lovely woman. She's super nice. Marge says it was nice meeting Cupcake. All right, let's pull this thing out. We're going to pull this out right now. I have both bags still. Here, I think it's still in one piece. Look, it made it. It made it here. There it is. Oh. Oh. So look at it now, because you ain't going to see it very well when it's back on the shelf. All right, I got some other stuff I got to put on the shelf. We'll put it back here for now. Here. Look at how big and awe-inspiring it is. Wow. No, I think it's cool. Look, I can see it from where I am. So that's really all I care about. I got a nice view of it myself. It's cool though. Rick says rose gold is a pretty color. Texas Annie is here. People asked if Margaret liked her present. She actually really did. Remember that? Here's the one that she got for Margaret. Let's play that. I don't know what Cupcake's channel. It's really nice of you. Thanks to all of our moderators too. We got Sarah. So you were saying.
So I bought something else, but this one is for Margaret.
So you bought something for Margaret?
Yes.
Am I allowed to see it or not? Do you want me to wait?
I think you're allowed to see it.
Okay, so this is for Margaret.
Should we ask everyone? what it could be.
What it
It's
could-
about the same size of this one.
Is it like a year membership to Tinder?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. I mean, let's see. Let's see. Lisa Kerr
So
says, "Yay,
it's
Margaret."
this one for Margaret. Margaret, if you're watching, please hide your eyes and your ears.
Oh,
You're not supposed to see it
No,
because
but-
you're supposed to open it in Boston.
by the way, Margaret did end up watching this video, and that's how she found out what was. She didn't watch it live, but I told her, I said, you shouldn't just open the thing, you should watch the video so you get the big reel. So she actually watched the video to find out what she got, even though I had it with me. All right, so here's the question, because we could open it here, but I don't necessarily see if she's watching this now. It'll be like a big surprise just to watch it. So we're building it up now. So I think it's okay if we show it,
Okay.
or I'll ask her. She could shut the video off now if she wanted to.
Yes.
So Margaret,
Let's ask Margaret.
if you want no spoilers, I'm sorry it's not a year membership to Tinder, but if you don't want spoilers, Margaret, shut the video off now if you're watching it on replay or watching it live either. Okay, so does anyone want to guess what it is? Let's see if they can guess what it is. We'll see. You guys can guess now.
Diamond engagement ring. I don't think I should be buying Margaret because
She
Steve
bought me a
would never
postcard
forgive
already.
me if I stole
She bought me a
Margaret.
postcard. I mean, that's it. That's enough. That's all. Let's see what they say.
Bicycle. No.
Rose pendant.
No.
So nice to see Cupcake again, says
Thank you
Daniel
very
Barberson.
much, Daniel. 1 billion euro. No. I'm not that rich, guys.
Jeez. Souvenir spoon is interesting. Mini perfume.
Magnet croissant. You guys have really good ideas. Arc de Triomphe.
Toy Napoleon.
Another rose.
Another rose gold Eiffel Tower.
would have been
That's an
cute.
interesting get. How about like a single? I don't think it's food. You could buy her like a macaron, but I don't think it's gonna do well on the plane. All right, so should we do the big reveal?
Yes. Is Margaret in chat? No?
I don't think she is.
Okay, so we
I
can-
don't think she is. She hasn't spoken up, so my guess is she'll watch it later, and she can choose whether to open it in person or here. All right, here it is.
Okay. So.
Do you want me to open it? All right, I'll do this. So I'm going to pull
it's
this out.
Another.
It's another bag.
Yes.
Okay, nice and compact. So I'll let you open this one. Margaret,
If you're watching.
if you're watching, if not,
Okay. You have one last chance.
if I like hers better, can I switch with her? I'm kidding. I love the Eiffel Tower. It's awesome.
You can if you like.
No.
I
I'm
don't
kidding.
think Margaret
I
will mind,
love
but
the
you have to ask
Eiffel
her.
Tower is fantastic. I'm not switching no matter what this is. Here it is. Margaret's back in Boston. Ooh, it is something. Oh, what? It's a. I'll have to let you open it. You're going to open it and you're going to hand it to me, and I'm going to show you guys what it is. Ooh, it's in like
Okay,
wrapping.
maybe you can grab it this way.
Okay. It is a keychain. Oh, I think. Ooh, it's a keychain with the Eiffel Tower on it, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. And anything else on it? Let's see.
Yes.
It is. What am I looking at right there?
So you have. Oops. Right.
There's multiple things on this.
Yeah,
There's an
there is.
Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, so the green light will be the camera, so that's there. Eiffel Tower, really awesome.
Okay.
Wow, that's
and
nice.
then we have
Unless she's going to wear it as an earring. No, it's a keychain. That is what? What is the,
the
red?
Moulin
oh,
Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Yes.
Where we didn't actually go. That's awesome. They're both
where's
on
the
there.
camera?
There's
Yeah.
a third thing here, though.
Yes. And the third one is
What's the third one?
just the sign of Paris. Wait.
The sign of
Yes.
Paris. Can we see it there?
It's a bit complicated to show. Sorry.
I might be able to show it from the front. If you hold it down there,
Oh, yes.
I can do a close-up on it. This will probably be better for you guys. Hold on. Okay, that right there is the sign of Paris, I think. Hold on. I got a good visual of it. Right there. Okay, so that was a lovely keychain, and Margaret really enjoyed it. She really did enjoy it. Margaret can be a tough audience too, but she liked that. She did like that one. So thank you to Cupcake. I appreciate it. Very nice. Very nice. So that was fun. Yeah, it's nice having the videos. You know, you get to go back and relive some of the trip. Excuse me. Yeah, Highland James, she's very nice. She's very nice, Cupcake. Hey JLL, what's happening? I think I should talk about, I want to talk about the meal we had, the second meal. Let's do that. Debbie, rewind about 15 minutes. I talk all about it. But yeah, I haven't really had time to catch up on my sleep or anything, and relax. Thanks to all of our mods, Raven, Riley, and Kay are modding. Thank you. Sarah, David Green. Thanks so much. No, I never did an Airbnb video. Just never got around to it. I showed a little of I showed the Airbnb on one of the last streams. But not a devoted video, not its own video, but I did it on one of the last streams. All right, so I want to do this. So if you remember, Deb is here. Daniel Boberson is here. If you remember, Sean TV, when we left for the trip, Sean TV said, I want you to go to a really fancy meal. So as a friend, he basically ensured that we would be able to go to a fancy meal. He actually gave me so much that it covered 2 fancy meals. So Margaret and I went to 2 Michelin-starred restaurants because of Sean TV. Now the first one I did a whole video on, hour and a half video. It's this one here. You can go watch it if you want. It's right there. Live from Paris dinner review. Can't miss the thumbnail. Funky restaurant where they brought all this artistic food out. And it was this in the kind of a cool, weird space. And it was a whole odd experience. Yeah, interesting, as Kim Zink said. Very funky and artistic and kind of strange. So go watch that. If you haven't watched that video, go watch the Live from Paris dinner review video that's on the channel. Michelin-starred solo restaurant. But, hey, Dingier Pillows here. But what I wanted to do is talk about the second meal. We had a second meal at a Michelin-starred restaurant, which was very different from the first one. Posse Musica is here. Very different. The second meal we had was at a traditional French restaurant that cooks traditional French food. And the restaurant is called Benoit. And I took some pictures of the food there, and I wanted to talk about how different that was. Here, look. Benoit, Paris. It's a Michelin star. They have pictures. So I want to talk about this for a second. But remember, the first one, that first place was all funky. Remember the first place we like ate in a little underground stone arch area, and there was 10 courses, and you didn't choose what you had, they just brought it to you, and everything was very artistic. All the presentations were artistic, and it was like, you know, small little portions and all that. This was quite different. Benoit, Paris. Very different. No, I didn't wear a tuxedo. So I want to talk about this second fine dining experience. I have some pictures to show you of this. But again, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch the first video. Yeah, Texas Andy said the first one was French-Japanese fusion. This was just traditional French. All right, let me go find the pictures here and I'll show them to you. From Benoit. Where is it? Where are the pictures of Benoit? Man, there was a lot of good eating in Paris. Okay, so first up, guys, Benoit. The first thing to know about Benoit is when we got there, they sat us in this room upstairs, and it was like this fancy old room with a painting on the ceiling, and only had like 6 tables in the room and no music. It was just silent practically. It was really weird. So I want to show you a picture of that. Let's see if I can get the picture up on the screen here. Is this going to work? There it is. I think. Can you see that? Can you guys see this? That's the room we were in. But there was only 6 tables in the whole room. Why this isn't displaying more? Oh, I know why. You'll see it better now. There you go. You'll see it better now. That was the room we ate in. And the ceiling was all painted. So anyways, just 6 tables in the room. And it was no music. So very, very kind of like what you think of as a fancy restaurant that maybe your parents went to or something. All right. So that was interesting. That's the first thing I wanted to mention. I'm going to show you pictures. Oh, that's a good picture. Hold on a second. Hang on. One moment here. Just one moment. Benoit. Where is this here? Okay, I got it. I got it, guys. I got it. Everything's under control. I think. When is this from? March 1st. March 1st. Why can't I find that one? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's talk about Benoit. Susan says it looked boring. Deb said it's beautiful. All right, so I showed you the room. I showed you the room they sat us in. Oh, here's me. I took a selfie in the room. It's not a great selfie, but I took a selfie in the room. Here, look. There. You can see the painting above my head. Hey, CC Cat. No postcard for my mom yet. That'd be pretty quick for the postcard to come, Carlos. All right, so we're talking about the second fancy restaurant we went to, Benoit. Okay, so let's see. Let me show you some more stuff here. So they brought out this complimentary thing. Where's the first thing? Where is it here? I know I took a picture of it. Didn't I take a picture of... I feel like a picture's missing. I'm missing a picture. Anyways. Oh, I got it. Here, look at this. Okay, so the first thing they bring out is at Benoit Fancy French Restaurant is the free cheese puff thing. There it is. So they hand you these cheese puff bread ball things, which were actually pretty good. They're pretty rich, these things. They were pretty good. They tasted really cheesy. Like they felt like a fancy cheese snack. Yeah, the Lucky Minute said definitely already looks better than the other restaurant. It was better. It wasn't my favorite meal, but it was better. These were actually pretty good. Love the plate. Yeah, so I'll show you what it looks like when you actually bite into them. Here. There, that's what it looks like. Oops. Sunshine, Arizona says looks good, but it looks good. It was very cheesy tasting. Very cheesy tasting. Kay says they look good. Okay, so we're in this room, this fancy room and when we show up to the room, there's only like 2 other people sitting there. So it's like silent in this fancy room with painting on the ceiling. But they were good. So hang on. One moment. Time for the next photo. Oh, I got another picture of the room. Where is it? Where's the next picture of the room? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. Here's another picture of the room. Here's another picture of the room we were eating in. And that's like, it's a little darker there. It's a little bit of a dark picture. But again, it's this really fancy room upstairs with 6 tables. That's where they stuck us. It was just weird because like you're really separated from the rest of the restaurant and it's very quiet. And then the waiters keep coming in and out, but it's like you feel like you're in somebody's living room or something. Squishmallow said, I think it's called gougères, those cheese ball things. Gougères. Oh, a baked savory pastry made of choux melt, which that looks like what it is. Choux pastry is a delicate pastry dough used to make pastries. Yeah, so the thing that Margaret said the cheese puffs were this. Gougère. Hold on. I'm messing everything up now. Yeah, there you go. From Wikipedia. Rob, I don't think it was the overflow room because we had made a reservation. I think it might have been a room for reservations, actually. There was a room downstairs that was bigger, that was louder and more lively. But we made a reservation, and I think we were up with the reservation people. So it's kind of, we had a different experience than the people eating downstairs. Reflection says, like in Victorian era. Wickedest Switch says it's cho, whatever that dough is. Anyways, okay, let's talk about the actual meal. So again, there's the room there. Yeah, no music. Barbara says cho, pronounced shoe. All right, let's talk about some of the other things. Do a quick news check because I hadn't checked since we started the stream. All right, so here's how the first thing we ordered. The first thing we ordered, guys, after we got the cheese puff thingies, the first thing we ordered is, this was a big moment for me, guys. This was a big moment for me. The first thing we ordered was escargot. Oh, we ordered escargot. Snails. I had never had it before. This was the night we got escargot. This was the night we got it. I gotta put this thing below me. Hang on. Where am I here? Put this below me. Better. Okay. Now you can see each shell has like this green stuff in it, which is like flavored, whatever it is. Flavoring and herbs or whatever they put in that green thing. Vegetables or whatever it is. So I gotta say, I'm not the most adventurous eater, but I did not have a problem with eating the snails. It's not like they're crawling around on the plate. It's not like they're crawling around on the plate before. And herbs, Texas. What you do is they give you this little fork, and you're supposed to reach the fork in there and pull out the snail. But you don't see it. You don't really see, it doesn't look like that much like a snail when you pull it out there. You put it in your mouth and you chew it. I will say though, when you chew it, you do feel the two tentacles. But honestly, for whatever reason, I wasn't grossed out by it. What does it taste like? So it sort of has the texture of a clam. It's a little bit chewy, which I actually like. I found it kind of tasteless. I didn't feel like it had a very distinct taste at all, but maybe I'm just not used to it. It certainly does not have a strong taste. It was almost to me like sort of like a clam with no taste. But there was this issue we had, which was when we first got it, we had both of us had never had these things before, and I had some difficulty getting the clam out of one of them. Because there's a certain way you have to hold the fork, and if you don't watch it, I think you can push the clam back up in the snail. You can push it back up into the shell, and then it's hard to get out. Margaret had two of them where she couldn't even get the snail out, but we think it's possible there was no snail in those. We'll talk. So for two of them, Margaret couldn't get the snail out, but we think maybe what happened is that like when they were cooking it, the snail fell out because the waiter came over, and I actually said to the waiter, I said, "I'm sorry, we've never had these before, so we might have messed up, but a couple of these things we couldn't get the thing out. Is there any way we can get like a couple extra?" And he looked at it and he kind of laughed a little bit, and then he brought us a whole second order. So I think maybe, like, I don't know why he didn't just bring us 2 extra, but he brought us 6 extra. So I think maybe he realized that like not all of them had snails in there. Let me show you another picture of this, by the way. It wasn't bad though. Oh, here's a close-up. There's a more of a close-up there. Mary says, "I'm grossing out." No, if you order clams, sometimes, you open the shell and there's nothing in there. I think that may have happened with a couple of these. It was kind of strange. But again, they brought out a whole extra order for us. So we ended up having 12 of them, although 10 of them in effect. Didn't even really taste that salty, Terry. Lori Sue Cragen Clamp loves our escargot. So let me show you here what it looked like. Okay, that's what it looks like. When you take one out of the shell, that's what it looks like. It doesn't really look like a snail. It's like this black thing. It's a black thing that has green stuff on it. Terry says it's a bug. Charlene says looks like oyster. Hannah says I'm an adventurous eater but can't eat snails. Would I get them again? I mean, the only reason I'd get them again is I'd be interested to see if the second time I had them it tasted any different, because they didn't really have much taste to me. I don't even know that you can see the antenna in that picture. They give you this bread, though. They give you some bread, Pretty much everywhere gives you bread in Paris. Van Dam says, I had them in Connecticut, just wasn't for me. Now remember, guys, this is a Michelin-starred restaurant. Which only very few restaurants get Michelin stars. And this is a well-known, famous, fancy French, classic French place. So, in theory, they're doing the escargot the way it's supposed to be done. I mean, I can't tell myself. But let's not forget where we are here. But it was cool because I did want to try escargot, and it's like, well, why not try it at the fancy French restaurant? So I can say I've tried it now. Was it slimy? No. Just kind of chewy. But you definitely, when you're eating it, you can taste it. You can feel the tentacles. They're not long. But whatever, it didn't really gross me out. They're pretty small too, guys. It's pretty small. They're not big. They're fairly small, like the size of maybe bigger than a dime, but not that big. Yes, Diane, I'm glad I tried it too. All right, so let me see if I have any other pictures of the escargot. Yeah, so another thing is you use this thing to pick up, they give you two implements. They give you this thing and the little fork. And you use this clamp thing to pick up the shells, and then you use the fork to get them out of there. So two of these, I'm doing two because two of them were empty. We thought that two of them were empty. So they gave us 6 more. For free, actually. Charlene says better than fast food. Was that the extra order? I can't remember. That might have been the extra order right there. And then, oh, so by the end, because they gave us the extra order, we ate a lot of these things. I mean, I personally probably had like 7 or 8 of them. How much was the escargot? I don't remember. I think the menu's online. You either get 6 or 12. I want to say maybe it was like 15 or so for 6 of them, or 18 to 20. I could look it up in the menu. Benoit, Paris, menu. Pat says it's 18. Now remember, this is an a la carte menu. This is the menu here. I'll show you the menu. This is an a la carte menu, so it's not like the other fancy place where they're just bringing you whatever they want. You choose what you want here. Hang on, I'm going to post the menu. If you just give me a second, I'll post it. Hang on. Ugh, this stupid thing. Give me a second here, guys. One sec. I got to open something up here. Ugh. Hold on. Hang on one more second. One more second here. Margaret says maybe $18, not that much. Hang on one sec. One more sec. I'm opening something up that'll make my life easier. If I can just do it here. These verification things where you have to click like on the pictures of the thing, and it shows you different pictures, and it takes forever. It drives me crazy. Stupid things. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I hate this stupid thing. There's this one program I use, and it does this stupid verification thing where it just takes forever to make you look at pictures, and you have to click on like 6 fire hydrants, and it takes like a minute. Then it doesn't even work. It just drives me nuts. And they won't fix it. Stupid. Ridiculous. Okay, it just worked. Here's the menu. Finally. Gosh. I just posted the menu. So the escargot was 6 snails in their shell, garlic butter and fresh herbs, and 6 pieces 18, 12 pieces 30. So we got 6, but they ended up giving us 12. Okay. Yeah, like how Mike says, I need a vacation. Susan Stater says she hates the verification thing too. No, Margaret didn't really like the escargot. Okay, so all right, so that was our first thing. That was our appetizer. Not very filling, by the way, or anything. But it was classic French food, So thanks to Sean, we went to this classic French restaurant and got some classic French food. Okay, let's go on to the next course here. We're talking about the second fancy meal we had. This one at Benoit, Paris. This menu's in English. I'm sure they have one in French too. I think this is the one they give us. Also, I think on the website it probably has multiple languages. Let's go to the next. What did I do here? Next picture. From Benoit, Paris. Let's talk about more of the food we had. Okay, after the snails. Okay, so here's what I got. I wanted to try this. It's this thing called cassoulet. Cassoulet is this classic French dish with white beans and meat. Cassoulet. And they offer it there. So I ordered the cassoulet. They describe it as, on the menu as, is it on the menu right now? Homemade cassoulet, white beans, 38 euros. Ready? This is what the cassoulet looks like. Cassoulet. There we go. So it has white beans and meat. And it was like 6 pieces of meat. And there was like 2 pieces of a sausage looking thing. And I don't know what else it was. Mutton or something. I don't know what the meat was. Some kind of classic French cuts of meat. So I don't know what the cuts of meat were. Yeah, rustic, says Rick. So it was fine for me. Again, I'm not a foodie, so maybe some foodie would have been like, wow, this is amazing cassoulet. It was fine. The beans are filling. I like beans. It was not that tasty. It wasn't bad. The meat wasn't really my kind of meat. Like, I like the idea of this. I like the idea of like, give me some beans in a bowl and put some like cool meat in there, like sausage. I wasn't really grooving with this meat, some of it. But that's cassoulet. Barbara says, I've had it a few times. It's horrible. I mean, this was fine. It was fine. It just wasn't that tasty. But it's a classic French dish, cassoulet. So it was on my list of things I wanted to try. So this was neat. I got to try escargot and cassoulet at the same place. Cassoulet, says Wikipedia, is a rich, slow-cooked stew originating in southern France. Beans, sausage, pork, mutton, and preserved goose. I don't know if mine had goose in it. It had various meats in it. Mutton is sheep meat. I don't know if it had sheep meat in it. Mary says, don't think I'd be ordering that. Anyway, so that was the cassoulet. I might have another picture of the cassoulet. Oh, I have a close-up. There's a close-up of the cassoulet. little closer. April says looks heavy. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, it's not that buttery or anything. It's not. The beans fill you up. Didn't love the meat. Again, I like the idea of it. It's fine. But a classic French dish. I mean, I don't really I'm not going to appreciate a good cassoulet myself, probably. So it just says I don't think I could eat that. I mean, it's fine. The sauce, wasn't really strong tasting to me. April says I will pass. So that's what I had there. Nice dishes again. These classic dishes. Highland James says, just like Mama makes. Okay, so I had the cassoulet, and Margaret ordered the sea bass. She ordered the sea bass, and she was not a big fan of the sea bass. Now the sea bass costs, where is it here? Steamed sea bass with Mona Lisa potatoes and white butter, beurre blanc, 38 euros. That's what it looked like. The sea bass with these Mona Lisa potatoes, I think they call them, in the sauce. Now, the potatoes were actually quite good. She didn't really like the fish. I tried the fish. It was kind of tasteless to me. Now, again, we're not foodie people. Maybe if you're a foodie and you're into sea bass, you're like, this is the best sea bass I've ever had. So I'm not saying they do a bad job there. I'm just saying for my taste, I don't know what I'm eating, but it wasn't great to me. Wasn't that much of it either. Which is the fish. The potatoes were actually really interesting, these Mona Lisa potatoes. Let me show you what those looked like. Those looked like this. So those potato things were really rich. They were incredibly rich. And you can see they have multiple layers to them. It was kind of neat. I'd never had it before. See all the layers on the potato thing? I tried one of Margaret's potatoes. And they don't look big, but it's like a layered potato thing. It's kind of neat, and it's really buttery. Really buttery. So that was kind of a neat thing to see. Yeah, it says on the menu, sea bass with Mona Lisa potatoes. I don't really know what that means. Or maybe that Mona Lisa is a kind of potato. I'm looking online, it says Mona Lisa is a kind of potato. But they make it in this way where they layer the potato and they have a lot of butter. So that was kind of a cool... April says, now to appetizing. I did like the potatoes. They were just so rich. Pat says a very high starch type of potato. Just the way they were prepared was almost like a mashed potato thing with the layers and stuff. Polly says a potato with half a smile. So that was our main course. That was the main course. Yeah, none of it was that great for me. I'm sure some people like it. Yes, and the room was silent. Now, gradually, more people showed up. So there's 6 tables with people, but it's still very quiet in there. It was just a weird vibe. It's just where they put us, It's interesting, when I first got there to that room, and it was that fancy room with 6 tables in it, it's quiet. It was really weird having no music. It was really almost disturbing. But I will say, as the night went along, I kind of got used to it a little bit, and it wasn't so disturbing. It's just, I do think we're used to always having background noise. April says maybe it's like French comfort food. Yeah, Annie, I felt like I had to talk really softly. Jenna says maybe it's an experience. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of neat being in the room. I mean, sort of changed, something different. Daniel says the main floor in that restaurant's a place to sit. Well, the main floor is much livelier. It would have been very different. But this is where they put us. We had a reservation, but I actually liked it. It's a nice room. It was interesting. It felt very old school. All right, so let's move on there. So you've seen our main courses. Once again, this was the room we ate in. There were only 6 tables, very fancy, no music. No, Boss Lulu, I've been dealing with accounting stuff all day, so I was not resting. Okay, so we did that. Now, next up, all right, so that was the main course. Daniel says it's an elegant room, that's for sure. Now, for dessert, so things picked up with the dessert. The dessert we ordered is the classic French dessert profiteroles. And profiteroles are like you get these round balls of pastry and you put chocolate on them and ice cream on them and maybe cream. So the way they did it at this place is you got some round pastry balls and they gave you like a bowl of chocolate and some ice cream and you could dip it in the chocolate. I had this dessert several times, profiteroles, and I really enjoy it. Oh, I think they have cream in them too. A profiterole, it says here on Wikipedia, is a cream puff, a filled French choux pastry with typically sweet and moist filling of whipped cream, custard, pastry cream, or ice cream. But what they did, let me show you what it was when we got it. Again, Benoit profiteroles, hot chocolate sauce. That's what the dessert was. So here's what it looked like. We split an order, so we got 3 of the pastries each. That's what it looked like when they came. So you get the 3 pastry puff balls. You get the ice cream on the side, and that you can see there's a thing of chocolate up there. The hot chocolate sauce. And this was good. This was my favorite thing. Yeah, Polly said anything like that with vanilla ice cream I could eat all night. Same with me. I could eat so many of these things. So this was good. People like this dessert in France, profiteroles. It's going to be a lot of calories. But the way they did it there is people like the plate, by the way, a lot of our viewers like CH. You take it and you dip it into the chocolate there. I think it was warm chocolate. Rick says the portions are so small and precious. Marissa says I would need more than 3. Do I have a photo of us actually eating them? Let's see. Oh, I do. I have action shots. Oh, there's Margaret. So we each have 3, you can see there. Again, this is at Benoit, Paris. 1 Michelin-star restaurant. Emily Brooks says, looks good. And here it is. There's a shot of the chocolate there. That's what the chocolate looked like. Looked lovely. And then... Oh, this is what they looked like. Check this out. This is pretty cool. This is one of the profiterole, one of the cream puff. So that you can see, if you turn them over, they have cream inside them. It's a little bit decadent because you have this pastry with the cream inside it, and then you combine it with the ice cream and the chocolate. It's good. It's really good. But that's what it looked like if you turned it over. MJ says it looks good. It is. It's as Polly said, I could eat them all day. I'm glad they didn't bring me more. That's not the ice cream on the inside. The ice cream's on the lower right. It's like the cream custard or whatever it is filling. CH said I would eat a dozen of them. I will say, if I remember right, though, it is rich because you're eating it when you dip it in the chocolate. It's a lot. It's sugary, so it's great. But I do think it's so rich that if you started eating a bunch of them, you'd feel it. It's not light. It's sweet and rich. Barbara says here in Australia they have custard inside, not as good as those. Get some says profiteroles are a favorite sweet treat. I don't get them much. Usually I get eclairs. Similar. Van Dan said making a slideshow video with your pictures would be cool. Maybe one day. There's so much stuff I need to do. I have a bunch of shorts I want to post that I shot during the trip. Maybe one day, Dan, when I get the other stuff done. Thanks, Van Dan. Okay. Big Sky is here. All right, let's show you some more of this. So this is what it looks like when you've been eating them. It's great. So you got the chocolate mixed in with the ice cream, and you got the piece of the pastry with the filling inside, and you mix it all up, and it tastes great. Fantastic. This was great. This was the best part of the meal. But again, rich and sweet. Really good, but rich and sweet. K-Jack says it looks fantastic. Darren says action shots. I think I have another action shot here. I think. No, is that I think I have one action shot. Yeah. Well, you got one. There's one more thing that came too. How long did the meal last? I'd say it was a while. It was probably like it ended up being around 3 hours. And it took a long time to get our check. They don't, in France, it's notorious that the waiters don't really rush you and you need to ask them for the check. And it took a while to get the check, and it also took a while to have them run my credit card. And I didn't know if it's because we complained about the snails not having two of the shells being empty, but also I think part of it was just that they don't want to rush you. And so initially they gave me the bill and I put my credit card on top of the bill. Like in America, you put your credit card on top of the bill and then they come and take it. He didn't take it. And I think it's because he was waiting until I literally said, here is my card. They would not just take it off your table. Yeah, French meals are long. I mean, most of them. And you don't have to be. You can go somewhere that's quick, but a lot of places, they assume you want to go a long time. And, all right, so here's the last thing they brought over. The last thing, and again, here's the table again with it's a little bit of a dark picture, but you can see that really old school room with the floor and the painted ceiling. It was interesting to be there. Quiet. Okay, the last thing they brought over was they brought over this plate with two of these, what are they called? Lemon cakes or something. You can see Margaret and I each have this lemon cake thing. I forget what it's called. And then they had a plate with 2 chocolates and 2 of these apricot jellies or something. Madeleines. Yeah, Madeleines, Michael says. So they brought us Madeleines. I think. That's what it's called, right? I think that's what it is. French butter cakes. Are they lemon? I think they're Madeleines. I don't know. You guys can see what they look like, though. Lemon UFO. Do I have an action shot of this, or is it just that? Oh, here it is. There. Look at this. Hey, I did a good job of taking photos. That's what it looked like on the inside. Madeleine? Is it Madeleine? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Madeleine? I don't know. I think it was lemony, if I'm remembering right. I might be misremembering, though. I thought I remember it being lemony, but... No, they weren't coconut. They were not coconut. Okay, and then the chocolates were... Here is what the chocolates looked like. What am I doing here? There. So the 2, I think it was apricot jellies, which I didn't love. And the chocolate, I think, was pretty decent, if I remember right. But that was free. That was like the thing they give you at the end. They just give it to you. Yeah, dark chocolate kind of thing. Oh, you're missing high up. There's the lemon thing, the Madeleine. Why is this showing everything? Oh, that's why. What? That should be not there. There you go. Alibaba says, my favorite, those apricot jellies. I think that was it. I think that was the dinner. Ruth says, love the apricot. So... Yeah, that was our dinner, guys. That was our dinner at the... Did I show you all the pictures? Let me just make sure I showed you all the pictures. Oh, I have one other picture of escargot. That is another picture of escargot. One of the snails looks like. And you can see it looks like that. They don't look like much. You know, that's the snail, and it's covered with the green stuff, the herbs. But right there is the escargot. That's a very zoomed in picture. Michael says pâtés de fruits is the orange pastry. You mean the orange candy? Jelly thing? Alibaba says they have those jellies in many fruits, but the apricot one is the best. So it was an interesting dinner. Classic French food in this classic French room, in the French room, as I was showing you. I personally did not enjoy the food that much, but I did think it was a neat experience. I really appreciate Sean TV for making it possible, because he really did. But it was a really neat, it had a Michelin star. And the service is there's only 6 tables there, and there's a waiter for the 6 tables, and there's other people bringing you stuff out. So you do feel like there's like a you're well taken care of. Annie T said it's all about the experience, but it was a neat experience. It was quite different from the first fancy restaurant we went to, and again, it was nice to taste some of this classic French food in this classic fancy restaurant room. I'm not rushing back there, but it was a cool experience. And the way the room was, like, you couldn't really hear the downstairs. I think they had like double doors on it or something, but it was loud downstairs, but it was silent upstairs. Who picked out the 2 restaurants? We did, but it was just kind of thing where like we didn't have much time to make reservations in advance, and we just tried to get 2 different choices. So we did one that was kind of a conceptual place where they brought you stuff and it was kind of weird, and this one was more the classic French. So no, we did not have foie gras. Neither of us really wanted it. So that was, it was a neat experience. I had never been to a Michelin-starred restaurant before. I don't think I'm going to tell the the $27 sandwich story. I think I'm going to tell a different night. It's a whole story. We'll probably do a couple different follow-ups. Remind me to tell it next time. I definitely want to tell it. I just don't have the energy. I'm so exhausted from my day of accounting stuff. If you missed it, I've been so busy since I got back. I haven't been able to just kind of rest. So I'm a little tired. Did I experience jet lag? I mean, there's different ways you can experience it. I've certainly been tired since I came back, so I think that's jet lag, probably. April thought the other Michelin restaurant looked better. They had their different pros and cons, I would say, April. Oh, Michael Sotard is here. What was I going to mention? I was going to mention something. I just was thinking of something to mention. What was I going to mention? Maybe something about food? Now, Sam says he would pick Benoit over Sola. Daniel says that, whereas April said the opposite. Mary says it takes a few days to recover from. What was I going to tell you guys? I had something I really wanted to tell you. This has happened to me. This always happens when I travel internationally. The last 2 nights when I've gone to bed and I wake up like in the middle of the night or I wake up in the morning, I don't know where I am. It takes me a little time to figure out what country am I in and where am I, even though I'm in my room. That always happens when I travel out of the country. When I went to Taiwan for 3 weeks, it was quite disorienting. This isn't as bad, but it's definitely happened the last couple of nights. Every time I go to sleep and wake up, I have to think about where I am. It's really weird. You don't know where you are when you wake up. You know you're somewhere. Sam says it happened to me too, jet lag for sure. Mary says happens to me too. So I'm still in that part of things. Kay says I had many of those experiences in the 70s. Oh my gosh, hey Vandan, that's so generous of you. Jeez. Vandan says, thanks for the fun experience. I was jealous. I was going to buy every bakery in northeastern Ohio to buying pastries. Did you find any good French ones, Vandan? Vandan, that's really nice of you. I really appreciate your donations. A lot of generous donations during the trip, Vandan. Really kind of you. And everybody who donated, I mean, that was super nice of you guys. A lot of people were really nice and donated during the trip. And that's great. And, we'll do another one. I really appreciate the support, and so that's really helpful in paying for the trip. And we'll definitely be doing another one. Definitely. I'm excited to do another one, but I'll be more excited to do it when I've kind of relaxed from this one. But very, very kind of Van Dan. Thank you, Van Dan. I really appreciate that. Can you pick where I go next? I don't think so, because I still have some places I want to go next. Maybe one day we'll do it that way. I'm glad I haven't gotten sick yet. Sometimes I get sick when I travel because I get so worn out, but that hasn't happened. It was very helpful the last day. My flight got delayed 3 hours, and they told me this like at 4 a.m. I was going to have to get up at like 6 a.m. It was going to be miserable. And around 4 a.m, I woke up, and I think I had an email saying your flight is delayed 3 hours. And it was like, this is the best thing ever because I just got to sleep a bit more. And then actually the last day, I got to go get pastries again. I think I took a picture of it the last day. I actually got a bonus pastry run. I know I took a picture of it. I'll show you guys. There it is. I actually put a caption on it right there. Flight delayed on last day equals bonus breakfast. That's what happened. So I went to Maison May and I got a regular croissant, and I got chausson de pomme, apple turnover, and I got the pain au raisin. That was my breakfast the last day. And that place is 5 minutes from the Airbnb. But I didn't think I'd be able to have time to do it, but I did. So it worked out really well. Emily says it looks better than all the Michelin stars in the world. I've been to Iceland, actually. I was in Iceland about 20 years ago. Not enough pro teams this year. You know, I'm not really having withdrawals of the French pastry because I had it like 9 days in a row, and it was like, I really enjoyed it, but I kind of needed a break anyway. But it was fun to have it on the last day. I didn't think I'd be able to. So that worked out pretty good. I don't even know how French people pronounce croissant. Do they say croissant? They don't say the T, right? Croissant. Chausson aux pommes on the top right. It's like an apple turnover pastry with applesauce in the inside. It's great. Yeah, clocks move forward tonight, Sarah said. That's good to me. Rick says correct. No T at the end. So that was fun. I got to do that. And, you know, the food wasn't bad on the plane coming back. I was just kind of hungry all day. On the plane ride coming back, they had this thing with chicken and, is it gnocchi? As strange as it sounds, I'd never had it before. See the things on the left? I thought they were potatoes, but not. They were pasta. I think they're gnocchi or gnocchi, whatever those are. They're like these doughy ball things. Gnocchi are a varied family of dumplings in Italian cuisine, says Wikipedia. They are made of small lumps of dough. Such as those composed of a simple combination of wheat flour, potato, egg, and salt. Oh, gnocchi, not gnocchi. Gnocchi. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. Gnocchi. Anyways, that was nice. By the way, they gave me a Starbucks cup, but I was not drinking coffee. It was good. It felt like kind of fattening though, but it was good. I'd never had them. I never had them before. Potato usually, said Dingier Pillow. Polly says pronounced gnocchi, one of my something. I gotta have those again. Polly says one of my favorites. I gotta have those again because I actually really like them. And I was eating airplane ones. Nice and doughy. Sam says in French, pomme are apples, pomme de terre are potatoes, so in French, potatoes are earth apples, apple of earth. Kay says, my son makes a great soup with gnocchi. Rick says, anytime you see GN in Italian, it's always pronounced NY. No, I haven't been to Spain or Italy. I'd like to go to both of them. Polly says if you can get them with a meat sauce at a good Italian restaurant, they're amazing. I bet they are. I bet they are. I'm going to try to have them sometime soon because those were good. And again, I was having the airplane food version of them. I do have a couple photos of the Airbnb at the end before I left. You need to see Venice. No, my luggage was not overweight. It was underweight by like a pound because Margaret took some in her luggage. I'm going to travel lighter next time. There's things I realized I didn't need. Kate Smiles is here. Thanks, BB Fan, for resubscribing on Twitch. Says, sounds like a great trip. It was. Lois Cox says, I always pack too much. Here's some pictures of the Airbnb, by the way. That was the living room. The Airbnb was great. I gotta leave a review for that. Crap. I'll do it. The Airbnb was great. Hey Siri, remind me to leave review of Airbnb tomorrow at 3 p.m. Okay. I keep reminding myself. It was great. So it had a bathroom on the left, the kitchen's in the middle, the bedroom's on the right, and that's the living room. It was lovely. It was quiet. There was enough space. Had amazing internet. You know what's crazy is the internet there was like over 2 gigs download speed. I think a bunch of people I think Europe has from what I was hearing, Europe has a lot of good internet. And it's not as expensive as the US, but this was crazy. Because like in the US, if you have 1 gig down, that's considered amazing. This was over 2 gigs. Internet was it was fantastic. What else do we have? Picture. There's the other direction. You can see the kitchen there, bathroom. I was working at this little table here, but it was fine. It was great. What a great place this was. Alibaba says some of Europe is good, some of Europe is telephone and TV. Some of it's still pre-telephone TV. Well, here was really great. Daniel said it's a very nice looking apartment. It was really great. Yeah, it didn't feel like a small place, especially for Paris. But it wasn't like right in the center, but it was still a good location, really good location. Then there's the bedroom. A lot of storage. If you need it, we didn't need it all. A lot of storage. And then, No. And it had a lovely little courtyard. So it was quiet. That's the courtyard there out the window. Was it expensive? Not that expensive for Paris, but it's not like cheap, But I certainly could have gotten a more expensive place. It wasn't the cheapest place, but it wasn't the most expensive place. So it was good. I really liked it. I really liked it. Oh, I mean, it was on the fifth floor, so you had to walk up 4 flights of steps. I didn't mind. I actually liked the workout. If you did not like walking up steps, it would not be your thing. Oh, you know what was also incredible? It's like the only Airbnb I've ever stayed in where the hot water was actually hot. And you actually, when you took a shower, you had to turn the hot water down a little bit. It's never like that. So it was great. That's what the courtyard looked like from inside. It's nice. Yeah, I'll say it in the review. Polly said a week before you left, I heard someone had issues with bed bugs in their Paris Airbnb. I was reluctant to say a word until you got back. I'm not aware they had bed bugs. I mean, I didn't feel anything, Polly, at this place. This place was clean. This was a good place. They had a very nice person who was overseeing it, and she was on top of things. Anytime I emailed about something, they messaged right back. It was really well done. How did I end up doing IRL stream? PNN Sing. I don't have like a streaming backpack. I have 2 phones. So I was streaming using 2 phones. I was streaming from one phone and I had 2 different cell providers. And if need be, I could send the signal from the second phone over to the first one as a backup. So I didn't have like the $3,500 crazy streamer backpack, which would be nice to have, I guess, but it'd be very expensive and heavy. I just used my phones. Van Dan says, looks nice, but small bed. I need a huge bed to roll around. The bed wasn't a bad size. I mean, it wasn't a twin. It was like a full or queen. It might have been a full. Mary DeForce, it looked very nice. It's nice. It was great. It was a great place. I'm gonna write a glowing review. Like, you really can't get a better Airbnb place than that place. Had laundry there. So tired still. I gotta rest some. We're going to end up doing another Paris wrap-up stream because there's more I got to talk about. We're not going to get it all. We're not going to get to it all tonight. There's more I want to go over. I did want to review the restaurant. I'm glad we did that. Then I want to talk to you guys more about like the trip and get your feedback on it. Somebody said, did you have a favorite food? I had a lot of favorite foods. Obviously, the pastry is great. I love the pain au raisin. I love the mussels and shells meal I had. The steak frites meal. That's a whole other meal I got to talk about. I'm writing some of this stuff down for next time. I got to talk about the steak frites meal. That was a meal in itself, and I want to give it its own enough time. So I'm going to definitely talk about that next time. And I'll talk about the $27 sandwich. I got to talk about the Chez Aline sandwich. I might talk about that right now. That was really great. They have in, hey, thanks, Boss Lulu. One of these go-tos they have in France, in Paris, is this, it's ham sandwich, ham and cheese sandwich on French bread. Hambon beurre, it's sometimes called, where it's like, it's basically ham and butter and cheese, or just ham and butter. And I had a number of really good ones, and they're not expensive. And it's just something about the way they make them, especially made with the butter and the quality of the ingredients. It's really good. And I had one from Chez Oline. There's a very highly rated sandwich shop called Chez Oline. And it only cost like $7. And it was really good. It was really, really good. Let me see if I can show it to you. But I had seen a recommendation on like a video for Chez Oline. I said, I'll give it a shot. And it was so good. Where is it here? There it is. I got a picture of it. So that's the one from, I should have gotten two. I made a big mistake not getting two. So it had ham and cheese and butter. That's all it is. And it's really great. Do I have another picture of it? That might be all I have. Oh, I made a video. Look at this. I got to post this video. This is going to be a short. Here's a video. Awesome Hambon Beurre sandwich from, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, from Chez Oline in the 11th arrondissement. You got your ham. If I can open it up here. Oops. Can I open it up here? You got your cheese in there and the butter. And it's just, can I show you the butter at the bottom? It's got butter on it, right? Or top, wherever. It was not a final video. I was like gonna shoot a video, and I ended up doing that, but like, so I won't post that one. But at least it shows you what the sandwich was. It was really good. I might have shot another video somewhere, but man, it was so good. And that was like maybe the best one I had, because that place is well known. But I had a number of good ones. Honestly, at the airport, I was upset about the airport because there's like not a lot of food options at the airport. There's like McDonald's before security, and I was like, should I eat there? And I was like, no, I'll just wait till after security. Then after security, I get there and there's like hardly anywhere to eat. But they did have a place. There was a place that was like a bakery place or whatever, but they had some ham sandwiches. And that's what I did on the stream from the airport is I ate one. I ended up having two of them, but they were actually quite good. Because I had a big flight coming up. I had to eat something substantial. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I was kind of panicking. But I found these ham sandwiches for like $6 at this like bakery place or whatever. And they were great. So I had two of those. But I had several of those. They just sell them in the bakeries. You can just pick them up on the go. And they're good. The ingredients are good. And they're filling and they're great. You could have had a McRoyale at McDonald's. It says Alibaba. I don't like coffee, but I'd like to go to Puerto Rico sometime. Nibi says, I remember you talked about the sandwich when you had it. You mean the airport one or the Chez Oline one? They were both really good. But that place was great. If I went there again, I would have a bunch of the Chez Oline sandwiches. It's just you don't know, you know. It was really good. Now I'll tell you next time about the terrible $27 one I got, but it's a whole different story. I gotta wait till next time for that story. Yeah, as Michael says, I was tearing through the sandwiches at the airport. All right, so we clearly have much more to come. We have more Paris trip talk to come. But I'm pretty worn out. I'm pretty worn out because I just have been busy since I came back, and I'm jet lagged and stuff. So I'm not going to go too late tonight. I'm going to try to get some rest. Did I see any signs of the Olympics? They clearly are preparing. They're building a bunch of stuff there. But it's not like I saw a lot of obvious signs of it. But they're preparing for it there. It's going to be a big deal. So, Newt says, the one time I've been, the Concorde crashed right after we landed. Hectic. Yeah, the little Eiffel Tower is right there. So we'll do another stream soon where we talk about more Paris stuff because I want to get some of your guys' feedback, and I have some more. Definitely have more photos to show you, and some more stories to share, and a story about $27 sandwich to share. So we're gonna do more. Robin, I didn't see the bridge where the tunnel where she died. No. But it was fun. It's fun to go over it and talk about it. I can remember all the stuff you did. So, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up because I'm really worn out. But we'll talk about it more. And again, I want to get your guys' feedback on it, but we'll do it a different night. We won't try to do everything on one night. But it was fun. But it was so fun just having you guys along, you know. It's fun to go places and have everybody in the chat there and make sure you don't leave your bag next. Yeah, I did that at the Eiffel Tower. I'd like to go back and maybe next time look at some of those streams too. We can talk about the Eiffel Tower. We should just talk about some of this stuff. Van Dan says, if you had their address, it would be cool to send a Boston Coast Guard to Cupcake and Euro. That's a good idea. I don't have their address, but maybe I can figure it out or something. I think it's a good idea, Van Dan. We'll see if the one from my mom gets here, the postcard. They were great. Thanks, Mr. Kitty. I'm glad you loved the trip. So, Ruth says it was a new thing to go for me to go along with you. You know, I look at the streams and the quality was good. You know, it's the technology is amazing. It's amazing that you can be out there on your phone and then you guys can just see it in real time. It's amazing technology. So, I thought it was super cool. So we'll show you some of the stuff again. We'll go over it again. We'll do wrap up number 2 next time. But it was fun. Angela says, thanks for helping me on my trip to Paris next month. I learned a lot. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, Stinky. So I really appreciate you guys coming along. We'll go back and look at some of the photos and that I haven't shown you and stuff. And I'm going to try to get some rest. But it was fun. A lot of memories. Anyways, hey, thanks for coming by tonight, and definitely more streams to come. Definitely more streams coming up. Hopefully I can be a little more energetic. And hey, really big shout out to our moderators, Sarah, David Green, Kay Lowry, Body Raven, Riley. Thank you. We'll do another trip. Thanks. I'm so glad to hear people liked it. Barbara Crossley. Chucky's Chicken says, I watch every stream. Thank you. It kind of stunk that with the time difference, it made it hard for some people to watch, but what can you do, you know? People can watch them on replay. Karen Belial, thanks for being here. Kim Zink. Angela, but full. And AH, Paula Faust. Hey, J&P was modding too. Marzel. Yeah, Alibaba says it was hard to catch the streams. Maybe we'll go somewhere else where it's... Well, Europe's tough. Europe's going to be tough like that, but... I may be going some places within the U.S. this summer too, so if I go somewhere, we'll stream from there, you know? It doesn't have to be another country. Robin L, thanks. K-Jack. Almost time. I don't think I'm going to do the daylight savings stream tonight. I've done it some years. I think I'm going to try to go to sleep, I think. Wickedest Witches, watching replay was fine, worked well for me at times. Sam Stamos, thanks for being here. Follow Lookner channel on X. Look at Lookner channel. Remember. Sign up for the Discord notifications. Mods, can we put a link to the free notifications in the chat? That would be awesome. Sign up to those so you don't miss a stream. Rick says, I love the streams, brought back memories. That's awesome. Maybe Australia at some point. You never know. Maybe next winter here. Maybe next winter here I'll go to Australia when it's warm. I do want to go at some point there. So it's a really big trip though, you know, but I do want to go there at some point. But maybe next winter. Without my seat cushion, it worked out fine. My butt was a little sore, but it worked out fine. I may not bring my seat cushion on the next trip. I accidentally left it in my luggage. Certainly lightened my load to not have it, so. K-Jack said Hawaii would be fun. Yeah, maybe one day. GDR says, we don't do daylight savings time in Arizona. April Coco says, are we headed to Amsterdam? Yeah, one of the countries at the top of my list is the Netherlands because we have viewers there. So I got to figure it out, but it's certainly one of the top contenders. No question. I got to talk to some of our Netherlands viewers. But that's certainly being considered. All right, guys, I'm going to get some rest. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, it was fun having Margaret there. It was great having Margaret there. Are you kidding me? And also, you know, obviously Euro and Cupcake were great too. Darren Markley, thanks for being here. Thanks to everybody who donated. It's really nice of you guys. Really appreciate it. Copper Horse, Van Dan, Joe South Oz. Thank you. Also, Desi. Hey, Joe's Crayons. It's good to see you, Joe's Crayons. Oh, you know, by the way, something I didn't mention. I should have mentioned this. We can talk about this next time. But it actually worked out pretty well because there was not a lot of big news. So the trip didn't really conflict with that, which worked out well. Of all the weeks I picked to go, that was a really good time to do it. Although there was the stream where I was like falling asleep. That was a whole other story. We can maybe talk about that next time. But it did work out well in that it's not like there was a lot of huge news that week anyway. So it was a good week to do it. Thanks, Sarah, for modding too. All right, guys, I'm wrapping this up. I'm pretty wiped out. Angela says their parents were there in 95. All right, I'm pretty wiped out, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you again. Thanks, mods. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be talking about this more on the next stream. I look forward to talking about it more with you. Marge, thanks for watching. That's it for now. Thanks, Paulie, for being here too. So we'll see you soon, guys, here. But appreciate you watching the streams and coming by to this one. Kim Zink, thanks. Terry D24, Megatron, Crystal Tucker. Thank you, guys. Everybody on Twitch, too, watching over there. BB Fan. Idaho Star. Hey, Idaho Star was modded, too. Idaho Star, good to see you. Harvey-esque. Ellie Bourne, thanks for watching. Biz R. Biz R says, cured meats are so good when done right. God is my banner. Girly Sound Spectrum. Glenn Tech, thanks for watching. Oh my gosh, Billy Joe Drage. Wow, that is super generous of Billy Joe. Jeez. Very generous of Billy Joe. Hey, thanks, Billy Joe. Man, that's super nice of you from Australia. Maybe we'll get to Australia next winter, right? We have a bunch of viewers in Australia. That would be fun. But I'd rather go when it's warmer there and colder here. Thanks, Billy Joe. So nice of you. Wow. Very generous of you. So nice of you. Thanks, guys. All right, more streams to come. We'll be forward your clocks, as Judy Grigor says. More streams to come. I'm sure we'll be covering more news soon too. But I want to talk about this trip more. I want to get some more feedback from you. Talk about some of this stuff. Van Dan says Darwin NT was my home for years. Second home for years. Where is NT? Oh, the Northwest Territories. Is that what that is, Van Dan? Hetty says daylight savings stream. I don't think I'm going to be awake for it, Hetty. I don't think I'm going to be awake for it. I know we've done it before, but I don't think I'm going to be awake for it. I'm so exhausted. That's the problem. So exhausted. Northern Territory? It's not Northwest Territory? Northern. I'm getting it wrong. It's called. Am I? No, the Northwest Territories is a. I'm getting it right. Northwest Territories is a territory of Canada. Oh, Northern Territory, Australia. I didn't know you were talking about Australia. I got it now. Okay. I thought you were talking about Canada. It makes more sense you were talking about Australia. Northern Territory. There we go. Yes. You guys are right. I got you. I'm not really familiar with those as well as the Canadian ones. Here, hold my beer is here. $22 Doulos, nighty night from Western New York. We'll see you soon. Neeby, thanks. Hetty says it's a tradition. I don't know if it's happening. Also, usually I'm not just back in the country. So we just did the whole Paris trip. Usually I haven't just traveled for 9 days. All right, I'm wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Spectrum, for being here. Glenn Tech on Twitch. Everybody else, Wickedest Witch. Thank you again. Appreciate you guys being here. More streams coming soon. Pippi Long. And we will see you with more live streams right here on the Lookner channel and on Agenda Free TV. Thanks, Mod. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And enjoy. Well, if I happen to be up, maybe we'll do daylight savings stream. I would not count on it, but enjoy your daylight transition to daylight savings. And we'll see you soon.